What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we're going to be doing a pretty fun video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 ridiculous but extremely effective home defense pistols. So I was going through my gun collection and I was just thinking about funny guns that were also really useful. Like guns you wouldn't think of in the norm of home defense or self-defense, but would still be extremely effective, if not more effective than normal handguns people would use for self-defense. So I thought it would be fun to put a list together of guns you're probably not going to buy because you might not be able to find them, you might not be able to afford them, or they're just so weird you might not try them out, that would actually work if you had a burglary or any sort of serious situation. The criteria for this video is going to be that they're weird, they look really cool, they're actually reliable and accurate, and they have a capable caliber. That being said, let's get right into it with number 5, the one I showed up already, the wheel gun. This is the Taurus Raging Hunter. Now, Taurus and home defense don't usually go hand in hand. However, with this gun, at least this version of it, I've had great reliability. This is a 6-shot 44 Magnum with an 8.5-inch barrel. In case you didn't get enough velocity out of the 6-inch barrel, you got a little bit more. Now, these are traditionally used for hunting, but the reason why they're used for hunting is because they hit so hard, they're so accurate, and they're pretty reliable, right? Well, as it turns out, that works for humans too, and this one also has the opportunity to mount an optic and a light if you so choose. So if you want to rock a Surefire X300 or maybe a Surefire Scout like I have on here, you can also do that. Now, as I mentioned, it's a 6-shot. It has a dual lug system on it, so you have the cylinder right there. Two-tone look with the rubber grip. I like the rubber grip for self-defense and use because it actually absorbs some of the recoil and it helps you hold on to the gun in muddy, bloody conditions, which is great. Double single action revolver, so the double action pull is right here. Really good. And then the single action pull is right here. Unlike a semi-auto where you want to keep your finger on the trigger, you want to come off a little bit with the revolver so you don't short stroke it. Very accurate, obviously very accurate with the 8-inch radius, and the gun is under $1,000. If you're looking for a 44 Magnum out the door that has a lot of features, this is a good way to go. It comes comped, which is pretty awesome right out of the factory. Most revolvers don't have that. And then you also have the Picatinny rail for accessories, making it a little more viable for self-defense than your average Taurus, that's for sure. In at number 4, a gun that I don't think anybody would argue with, the Mark 23. The Mark 23 is one of the, if not the most tested pistol in military history, or at least US military history. It is a 5-inch 45 caliber double stack that has a capacity of 12, 15, or even higher. And you can throw those 230 grain 45 pretty quick through this. It has a threaded barrel, it has a light mounting system on it, which is pretty neat. It has a decocker and a safety if you're into that. It is a double single action trigger pull, so we have the double action here. Pretty good, but the single action on the Mark 23s is really, really good. You see the reset there, and then the single action pull, allowing it to be extremely accurate. Now, this gun was tested 10, 20, 30,000 rounds for the US military and found to be extremely reliable and extremely accurate. The gun can shoot like 2 inches at 50 yards, which is really incredible, especially when you're hopping around this big 45. Now, this is a very, very large handgun, making it almost unusable for a lot of people, and it does have a good bit of punch with the 45 ACP. However, because it's so large, it has very little recoil and you can actually shoot them really quickly, which helps with the home defense issue. Now, big pistol is pretty terrible for concealed carry, but for home defense, it's an advantage because you get more recoil control, you get a longer sight radius, and you generally get more velocity through the barrel. So bigger the better for home defense, and it doesn't get much more time tested or much cooler than this. And I don't think anybody's going to be doubting the 45 ACP capability anytime soon, considering I think it's the only handgun caliber to shoot down a plane. Now, in at number 3, we have the Lago Arms Alien. This is actually the Alien Creator Evolution, the newest version. Now, the Alien pistol is one of the most revolutionary handguns on the market, has the lowest bore axis in the industry, with the barrel being so low, it is actually below the web of your hand, giving it extremely low recoil and extremely fast follow-up shots. Add to the fact that only the half of the slide reciprocates and the top rail does not, you have even less mass moving back. Add the fact that they have a gas pedal or a thumb rest, and now you are able to put any optic on it. The old ones, you could just use the Lago Arms optic, where now they have an optic system for every optic and the ability to mount a weapon-mounted light. This gives you a 22+1 capacity of 9mm that go out so fast you think you're shooting in full semi-auto. Unbelievably reliable. It is a gas-delayed blowback system with a fixed barrel, so the barrel doesn't tilt like a standard Browning action, giving it more inherent accuracy, although that depends a lot on your trigger finger and how many rounds you've shot as well, so keep that in mind. And while this may be a dedicated competition gun, extreme speed, accuracy, and reliability certainly carry over to self-defense. Having a 9mm with 22+1 with a weapon light and an optic and an unbelievable trigger is not a bad thing to have in a home defense scenario. Now, the one we have for a giveaway gun is the Creator Evolution, and it is certainly the coolest alien that we have because it has the 2011 grip angle and a lot of other features that the originals don't. But we've actually had 3 aliens, and all of them have been extremely reliable, and all of them have been extremely fast. I wouldn't hesitate to use any of them for self-defense, although I would consider this one, obviously the most recent one, the best one. In at number 2, we have the darling of 2020, but the gun that nobody remembers. This is the FK Bruno. This is one of the coolest pistols ever. This is the PSD, the polymer frame version, and mine is chambered in 7.5 FK. If you're unfamiliar with that round, don't be too shocked. It's pretty rare. However, these guns can fire 10mm, 40 caliber, and 9mm, and they can be converted to fire all of those, which is very cool. One of the unique things about the FK is not only the round, which we'll get into here in a second, but the recoil reduction mechanism in the spring system here that allows you to shoot such a large round through a handgun at all. The 7.5 is a 44 Magnum-ish powered caliber coming out of a semi-automatic extremely quickly. On top of that, unlike your normal 44 mags where you get 6 rounds, you actually get 16 in the gun, which gives you quite the capability. These can be shot at extreme distances as well. On their website, they've taken elk with these at over 100 yards. Now, obviously, shot placement has to be key, but understand that if you can shoot an elk at 100 yards and it goes down, it will do quite a thing to a human being breaking into your house. Add to the fact that you can shoot them very quickly, the trigger is also very good. So we have a single action pull here. Awesome. I'll show you the reset. Very cool. Now, the gun is single action only, like a 1911, so you are going to have to be able to work the safety and use that mechanism if you're interested in the pistol. You are able to mount and operate a weapon mounted light, which I think is paramount for self-defense. I don't know if you're picking up on this, but I don't use handguns for self-defense that don't have a light rail. We have front slide serrations. It comes with different sets of iron sights in the kit as well, so if you want to switch the iron sights, or it comes with a universal optics mount, not only capable of the Holosun as you see on here, but Trijicon, Leopold, whatever you want. Overall, absolutely phenomenal gun, and considering the fact that the round is extremely potent, but if you wanted to target shoot with the gun and get used to the ergonomics, you can switch it to 9mm and shoot it all day. It makes for a very formidable package, and I think if you got this, you'd be very happy with it. Now, even though it is a very large gun, it's actually one of the lighter guns on this list, a little bit less weight than a 1911. Now, if you're counting a 1911, it's 42 ounces with around a 7-shot 45 capacity, whereas this carries 16 rounds of 7.5 FK, again, capable of killing an elk at 100 yards. Ridiculous. Now, there aren't going to be any honorable mentions to this video because I have a sneaking suspicion you guys are going to want another. If you would like a round 2 of this list, just let me know in the comment section below. That being said, I think I'm going to cap it off with number 1, the Nighthawk Sandhawk. Now, of all these pistols, I would pick the Nighthawk Sandhawk because I love it and I'm such a 1911 fanboy. It's one of the greatest guns I've ever shot. The Nighthawk Sandhawk is a double stack 1911 with a 5-inch barrel comp and a very cool FDE finish with all the features that I personally like on a 1911, including an optics mount, ability to mount a light, oh yeah, and the best speed and accuracy in the freaking world.
Wow.
That'll work. A 9mm capable of accepting 17, 22, and even 27 round magazines, and a reload within the blink of an eye gives you as much capacity and capability as a submachine gun with a very similar rate of fire with the ability to use it like a handgun. Now, don't get me wrong, handguns are harder to shoot than shoulder mounted weapons, but theoretically, it has the same ballistics as an MP5K, and if you can shoot it that fast, what's the difference? Now, the reason why it's on this list, even though it's kind of a classic gun, is because it's a custom gun and it is around $5,000 to $7,000, making it almost unobtainable for basically everybody. That being said, if you're one of the lucky owners of those, I think you'd be able to use it for self-defense with extreme capability. Overall, the Sandhawk might be my favorite handgun. It's a great mix of trigger, looks, accuracy, speed, and reliability. And I had to throw it on number 1 at this list because, man, if I was picking one of these, it would probably be that one. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support Oklahoma shelters and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
Sit. This him's a good boy. Okay, bye.